never know what's going to happen. This baby fell out of the sky and landed in our yard. It's never boring on the Welke farm. Thank God there's no horses out or it didn't hit the house. And it's still going and flashing.
Isn't it crazy that when we view a train that is moving, we can see the smoke going behind it? But when we see a volcano erupting, the smoke goes straight up. But the Earth is supposed to be spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. Isn't it also crazy that when we have 130 mile per hour winds, everything is just destroyed? It's a hurricane. With this nice calm day, the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. What's also crazy? The Felix space jump, where he started his 2.5-hour ascension from Roswell, New Mexico, about 128,000 feet in the air, jumped, took him 4 minutes to land, and he landed 44 kilometers away from where he started. 2.5 hours, 1,000 miles per hour spinning, lands 44 kilometers away from where he started. Yeah, that makes sense. You see, some of us aren't completely indoctrinated. We aren't sheep, and we know that this is all a lie. You see, we know that we've been lied to, and we trust our own eyes and our own senses. Most people just trust Google. It's quite literally laughable.
Did you know eating butter and steak is one of the best things you can do for your health and to burn stubborn belly fat? We have been brainwashed to believe that red meat and butter, it's not good for you. It has cholesterol and saturated fat. That's a whole bunch of propaganda and misinformation. As a matter of fact, if you want to extend your lifespan, balance your hormones, lower inflammation, and burn stubborn belly fat, eat more red meat, eat more saturated fat. These foods build your hormones, including your fat-burning hormones. It'll turn your brain on so you have less brain fog, more mental clarity. When we think about fat loss, it's not about calories, it's about your hormones. And the best thing you can do for your hormones is to eat steak and butter. Put that piece of butter on top of the steak, eat that, throw away the donuts, throw away the oatmeal, throw away the cereal, and you're gonna burn more fat, doing the opposite of probably what you've been taught when it comes to fat loss. And I have a lot more information about this in my brand new book called Metabolic Freedom. I show you exactly what to eat, what not to eat, some biohacking hacks to burn fat, and a 30-day plan to help you achieve metabolic freedom. Go to metabolicfreedombook.com to order it today. There's a free course on the metabolism with free interviews with some of the best experts in the world when you go to metabolicfreedombook.com.
It's a tactic that all intelligence operatives learn, and it's called elicitation. You use statements instead of questions to get the most powerful information from other people. When a person's being asked a question, it raises a little door in the brain that says, I need to be careful about the answer. If you're responding to a statement, your brain does not have that little security guard that comes out. As a light example, let's just imagine you and me took an Uber to get here. We get into that Uber and I say, I just read online that Uber drivers were rated the #1 job satisfaction of all the jobs in the country. And I just said a statement, right? And he's going to turn around and go, what? Where did you see this? So that starts a conversation. Then he says, no, it's really bad. You know, I do this, and they take the money and this. And then I do disbelief. No way. There's no way that company would treat me like that. He goes, oh yeah, you'll never guess what happened just a couple of weeks ago. And then he just kind of goes into this deep story that he would never tell another client. Who does he tell these stories to? Friends. I've made his brain start behaving in friend mode, and I haven't even asked any questions yet.
They know they have created an entire world of people who believe salt is bad for you, and everyone is primarily restricting the amount of salt in their daily intake. The moment they inject 9,000 milligrams of salt into any human being in an ambulance, in an ICU, in an emergency room, the moment that high amount of salt goes inside of you, your body as a mammal needs more salt. And the moment they give it to you, you are going to immediately start feeling better.
Why aren't any neurologists telling you about nicotine patches, nicotine gum, or nicotine vegetables? There's a reason. And then did you know also that it's been proven to cure glioblastoma tumors? In less than 72 hours, they can dissolve it just using 2 doses of nicotine intravenously over a 72-hour period. Well, are there oncologists using nicotine intravenously to reverse glioblastomas, which represents half of all brain tumors right now being diagnosed and called turbo cancers? And if not, why not? How come we can go find this information in the published medical literature? We can show you what they published and what they found. And how come science found in labs and peer-reviewed and approved and published, how come it doesn't make its way into the sight and ears and clinics of medical professionals around the world? Type 1 diabetes is cured with nicotine, just so you know, we can show you the studies. And then autism in adults and in teenagers, they have found the violent behavior they often express, the antisocial behavior within 7 days of a 7 milligram nicotine patch. Why?
Use stainless steel and glass. Throw out those nauseating air fresheners, just plain clean. Oh, this smells good. Build with wood or stone if you have the choice. Get a tight cotton weave shower curtain. Phthalates are much more likely to leach out when heated, so use glass in the microwave and a paper towel. Toss out that gross pitted plastic cover. Cook with stainless steel, cast iron, ceramic coated pans, or copper. Retire those worn out peeling Teflon coated pans. Use metal measuring spoons and cups. Reduce your plastic bag use. Use wax paper when you can. And silicone containers. Have the butcher wrap your meat from the case in butcher paper. Leave those plastic covered styrofoam meat packets on the shelf. Go to a nail salon regularly. Ask for phthalate free polish. Take a scuba tank. Kidding on that one. But for heaven's sakes, filter your water with a carbon filter, because I guarantee you, you have phthalates in your tap water. Remember? Litter. Get smart.
So as we age, our hearts get smaller and stiffer, okay? Smaller and stiffer as we age, and that affects not only our exercise capacity, but it affects our cardiovascular disease risk, our heart attack risk, hypertension risk, right? All of these things are connected. So after those 2 years of, 5 to 6 hours of pretty good physical exercise every single week, their hearts looked 20 years younger in terms of structure. Their structure, 20 years younger. So they were 50. And if you look just at the structure of the heart, their hearts look like 30-year-olds.
Wow.
Incredible. And it's really, I think, a very motivating piece of evidence that's like, it's never too late, right? It's never too late. 50. You're doing this at 50, so it's never too late. But also just like, look what exercise can do.
Wow.
This one thing could literally replace our entire medical system. Now, I'm not talking about emergency care, things like that. I'm mainly talking about chronic disease. I really looked at this topic from many different angles, just posing this question: what is the most powerful thing you can do for your health? Everyone can afford it. It will produce the most weight loss of anything that you do. It will fix a stubborn metabolism, and that's called the set point. So you might lose, let's say, 20 pounds, but then your body will not let you lose more than that. This particular thing will address that and fix that. This natural therapy has the ability to fix your brain, repair brain tissue. It actually helps regrow your brain cells. It increases your mood, your cognitive function. The effects of this therapy on your mitochondria are very similar to exercise. Can you guess what it is? If you guess fasting, you are correct. If you did fasting, your medical expenses will go way, way down. You're not starving your body. You are just controlling when you eat and when you're not eating. When I was first introduced to fasting, I really did not think anything about it. I thought it was like, what's that going to do? It's not changing the calories that you're eating, until I started looking at it, especially from our history of how humans have developed. Because the root problem of over 80% of all diseases is insulin resistance. So all you really need to know at this point is that too much insulin creates a lot of problems for your body. So fasting fixes that problem. So you have genes right now in your body to fix almost everything, okay? But the question is, how do you turn on those genes to fix things? Well, there's certain triggers. Things that you can control: lifestyle, food, not eating. It's the absence of eating that triggers a lot of these survival genes. So in this process of not eating, your body converts over into burning fat and ketones. So there's going to be a point where your body is now adapted to burning ketones, and that takes sometimes like 3 days. Now, another question I get a lot is, how should someone fast if they're a woman versus a man? And there's a really good book I recommend. I'll put the link down below. It's entitled Fast Like a Girl. Now, because a woman goes through this whole monthly cycle, you have to adjust the fasting schedule a little bit. So in Dr. Mindy's book, to keep this really simple, as soon as you have your period and the hormones are starting to build up, between day 1 and day 10 is when you want to do some hardcore fasting, because you have enough hormones to be able to afford to do fasting. And this is the time you want to do fasting, especially to lose weight. But as we get to day 20, okay, so now we're on day 20, all the way to the end of the month, that's when you don't want to fast. There's already too much stress on the body. You don't want to add fasting to alter those hormones. But then as soon as you have your period, the next 10 days, you're right back on track. That doesn't mean I recommend snacking. Maybe just 3 meals. I think that would be sufficient. So that's a real rough summary of her book. You can get a lot more details if you want to get it. I'll put the link down below.
To parents and carers, informing them that neither their Easter bonnet parade nor their Easter service would be held this year. The letter explained that this was because of the state school's, quote, respect for diversity. It said, by not holding specific religious celebrations, we aim to create a more inclusive atmosphere that honours and respects the beliefs of all our children and their families. It went on. We understand that this change may be disappointing for some, especially those who have cherished these traditions over the years. To parents and carers, informing them that neither their Easter bonnet parade
Why don't we see any land when we're looking down at the ocean from the space station?
Well, because you're over top of ocean.
Okay, well, don't you think they could be fooling us with this picture?
Okay, I give you this. I give you this.
Wait, watch the picture. Watch the picture.
I know
Watch
that
the
the
picture.
airbrush
It's
some
not
stuff.
airbrush. This is us in our front yard and a solar panel, and we tricked you, showing you how easy. We have zero budget. They have $65 million a day, and I tricked you. What about this? NASA says, you know, these are new planets, okay? Would you believe, why would you believe that?
Why wouldn't you?
Because they're frying pans. They're the bottom of frying pans. Again, zero budget. Zero budget. Here are 4 moons. And before the hand picks up the moon, tell me, is it a sphere or not a sphere? Is that a sphere? Quick.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like a sphere, but it's actually a half a cup. How about this one? Is this one a sphere?
And you're showing us half a sphere, then I'm
It looks like a sphere, but it's not either. It's flat. What I'm saying is, first, even if they were all spheres, it doesn't dictate the shape of the Earth. I've been lying to you this entire time. I'm on the space station. Okay? Prove me wrong. I'm on the space station.
And I'm in Hollywood right now. So
Yeah, but that's a painting. That's not even a real picture.
you're totally gay.
Look here. Here's this globe. Here's the proof. I got this cartoon over here. Right? Here's this globe.
Watch this video to the end if you still really believe the lies.
Well, this might be a good conversation starter, or at least an interesting one. Do you believe the Earth is a sphere? The answers you get might surprise you.
The curving horizon, the sloping sea level, the spin of the Earth. Unless you can see these phenomena with your own eyes, they may not be true. Unlike what we've been told in school, the Earth looks like a snow globe, round but not sphere. The North Pole is at the center of most flat Earth maps, with the ice of Antarctica holding everything in.
The round or spherical Earth theory is propagated by some conspiracy.
And the number of people who think so is growing. Thousands, if not millions of people still believe the world is flat.
Now, scientists say that's actually a symptom of a bigger problem, and it's the subject of tonight's special report. WCIA 3's Aaron Eads is here with us now. And Aaron, as far as conspiracy theories go, flat Earth theory is actually getting pretty popular.
Yeah, believe it or not, the number of people who believe the Earth is flat is actually growing. Scientists might have an idea of why that is, and it's worth talking about. And what better place to do so than one of the flattest places in the country, right here in Central Illinois. It doesn't get much flatter than this.
Geological Survey data shows Douglas County is the flattest county in Illinois, which is the second flattest state in the whole country. On a clear day, it seems like you can see forever, but you can't. Through the eyes of a person of an average height, the horizon is about 3 miles away. But that's it. You can go up higher to see a greater distance, but you'll never be able to see the whole world no matter how high you get. But there are ideas that this is a sham. NASA, a fraudulent organization bent on siphoning your tax dollars. The moon landing didn't happen.
Those iconic blue marble images seen from space, fakes.
You start seeing words like composite or animation or something that tells you this is not an actual photograph of the Earth.
But in a world of disagreements large and small, for something as clear as this horizon, the interpretation could be infinite.
The biggest concern with the Flat Earth movement is how fast it's gaining steam. Scientists are worried that Flat Earth could become a political issue, like climate change, vaccination, or evolution. Guys?
All right, fascinating stuff. All right, Aaron, thank you.
So the Earth is spinning every day, but it's also going around the sun at the same time, because that's what they tell us. That one spin is 1 day, and then a full spin around the sun is 1 year, okay? And so here we are, January 1st, right here. And when it's daytime, we're looking at the sun. The sunlight is coming from here. So the sunlight is lighting up the Earth this way. And then when it's nighttime, you're looking out this way. You're looking out at outer space this way, okay? And so you're seeing the stars that are out here, this direction, because it would be impossible to see the stars over here because you got the sun in the way, right? Okay. All right, now it's springtime. So we're over here. And now that it is springtime, say April 1st, and we're looking at the sun, daytime, we're looking this way, and then at nighttime, we're looking that way. All the stars at this side of the universe. And now let's go a full 6 months. So it's like July 1st, June 1st, July 1st, now we're on the other side of the sun, right? And so daytime, it's lighting up this, and then it goes over to nighttime. Now you're looking at that side of the universe, right over here. A whole new set of stars, right? Because, 6 months. It took 6 months to get to the other side of the sun. So it should be all new stars, right? All new constellations. No, it's not. The same stars, constellations, and planets that you see over here 6 months later are the exact identical stars, constellations, and planets. How is that possible? Because when you're over here, you're looking at this side of space. And you can't look over here because the sun's blocking it. You can't look that way because the sun's blocking it. And so 6 months later, supposedly you're on the other side of the sun now. And now you're looking at that side of space. How are the stars and constellations and planets on this side identical to the stars, constellations, and planets on that side? It makes no sense because it's a lie. I mean, hopefully you stuck with me there. And there's so many things, like so many little things like that where it's complete nonsense. It makes no sense whatsoever because it's all a lie. And why would they lie? Ultimately, it is to hide your divinity. It is to hide that you are a divine child of God. To hide that you have a soul. To hide that you are the center of the universe right now. To hide that there is a God, there is a creator. To hide that the truth of who you are, the truth of where you are. So the Earth.
You want to know what's crazy? The higher up we go, like when we fly in a plane, the colder it gets. Yet we're closer to the supposed heat source of the Earth, which is the sun. Now, we know that the closer you get to a heat source, the warmer it is. If there's a heat lamp 10 feet away from me and I start getting closer to it, the warmer it will get. Yet at an altitude of about 35,000 feet, it's about -40 outside. Much colder than the surface of the Earth. And the same goes for the bottom of the oceans. Earth's core is a supposed 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet the further we go down, closer to the heat source, the colder it gets. Now I know all the little brainwashed agents of the Matrix are going to come in here and say, bro, go back to school, you missed science class. Go on Google and tell me that heat is distributed in different ways and all that stuff. But, I can see things very clearly. My mind is not blind, and I understand that that is complete garbage. And everything they tell you is complete garbage. You believe in pseudoscience, I believe in real science. I really hope this one makes you think. Peace and love.
And this is why I try very hard to not eat fast food anymore.
McDonald's, anywhere in the world, you will find French fries, or chips, as you call them, and you will find that they're always made from the same potato, the russet Burbank potato. This is a potato from America that's unusually long and difficult to grow, but that's what they want, because when you're McDonald's, you like those red boxes with a little bouquet of very long chips. It looks really good, and so they insist that all their potatoes be russet Burbanks, and they further insist that they have no blemishes at all, net necrosis. And you've seen potatoes with a little brown line sometimes, or spots that comes through it. Well, McDonald's won't buy them if your potatoes have that. And the only way to eliminate that is to eliminate an aphid. And the only way to do that is with a pesticide called Monitor that is so toxic that the farmers who grow these potatoes in Idaho won't venture outside into their fields for 5 days after they spray. When they harvest their potatoes, they have to put them in these atmosphere-controlled sheds the size of a football stadium, because they're not edible for 6 weeks. They have to off-gas all the chemicals in them. If you go to McDonald's, anywhere in the world, you will find French fries, or chips, as you call them.
Pet industry is a total scam, and most dog owners don't realize this until it's too late. After 25 years as a veterinarian, I'm tired of seeing pet owners waste money on unnecessary treatments while the real solutions are simple and affordable. Apple cider vinegar is one of the best ways to fight yeast infections and itchy skin in dogs. Small amounts diluted in their water can help prevent irritation. But instead of telling you this, vets push expensive medicated shampoos and unnecessary prescriptions. Bone broth is packed with essential nutrients that support joint health and digestion. It's a game changer for older dogs. But instead of recommending this, they sell overpriced supplements with the same benefits. Sardines are an incredible natural source of omega-3s which reduce inflammation and keep your dog's skin and coat healthy. Yet pet food companies push low-quality kibble full of fillers that do the opposite. Collagen is another thing they'll never tell you about. As dogs age, their natural collagen levels drop, leading to stiff joints and a dull coat. That's why I recommend adding collagen drops to their meals as early as possible to increase the chances of them living longer. I personally trust this small company, Taily, and Taily is 100% organic, effective, and highly rated on Amazon. If you're serious about your dog's long-term health, check it out while it's still in stock. If you want more health tips, comment health tips, and I will make more videos.